Pravin took the spy tapes, gave them to Jacob Zuma. Those spy tapes which made the NPA to drop the case against Zuma, those tapes were illegally obtained by the rogue unit of SARS. Those people who got the spy tapes are working for the owners of this building. The owners of this building own Sunday Times, Financial Mail, Business Day, and Sowetan. Now today I want to make it very clear. We have given Pravin questions. We also gave the media the same questions about whether Pravin used the tape to convince President Zuma to make him Minister of Finance. No journalist has asked Pravin that question. 2, whether there was a meeting which was convened amongst others by people like Mahashula, who was a commissioner of SARS, and Ivan Pillay to discuss with Zuma the appointment of Pravin Gordhan as a Minister of Finance. Why are the journalists not asking Pravin those questions even when we've released the questions? We have given those questions through Parliament. Pravin has not answered those questions. Pravin's daughter has got more than 10 companies. All those companies are doing business with government. We have written to all ministers to confirm whether Pravin's daughter does business with their department. Only few ministers have answered, and those who have answered confirmed that Pravin's daughter is doing business with government. Only the few who have responded, if you combine the tenders those ministers have confirmed, they are now amounting to 80 million, which was given to Pravin Gordhan's daughter. Pravin Gordhan's daughter, since we started asking questions, that daughter is closing bank accounts now. That daughter is resigning as a director in those companies. These crooks who are calling themselves journalists are sitting with those questions. They've never asked Pravin. The deputy president of the EFF came here yesterday and spoke. Instead of repeating those questions, they asked Pravin, why is the EFF attacking you? I want the EFF leadership from today and the membership to know we're not answering any question from Tiso Black Stars, Daily Maverick, and Scorpios, and ETV, which ask us about our wives, about our relatives, about anyone we know, until they ask Pravin these questions in a live interview. Why should we be treated differently? We were asked about Brian Shibambo. Brian Shibambo is not the leader of the EFF. He's a younger brother of Floyd Shibambo. But Brian Shibambo was made a celebrity by the newspapers. But they are refusing to do the same thing with the daughter of Pravin Gordhan. These are Black Stars. You are a group of hypocrites, and you shall not ask us any question until you have subjected Pravin to the same arrangement you are doing to the rest of us. We are all equal in this country. Let me tell you, fighters, in this era and age, we require no media coverage. Don't be disparate. Some fools who are part of Stratcom are saying, why is the media covering Floyd with unfounded allegations? You said the same thing when we started with Zuma. You said we are saying unfounded allegations. You said we are disrespectful. You are repeating the same mistakes even when we give you direction of where corruption is. It's not corruption when it's done by Duduzane and his father, but it's not corruption when it is done by Gordhan and the daughter. It must come to an end. Gordhan and Zuma, same WhatsApp group. What is the name? What is the name of the WhatsApp group? Is the ANC. That is the name of their WhatsApp group. Who is the administrator of the WhatsApp group? Is Cyril Ramaphosa. It's the same thing. It is the same thing. The ANC, these white liberals who are scared of the truth, always say to us, why are you attacking Pravin? Hey, it's immoral to attack Pravin. How can Pravin be a fruit of a rotten tree and not be rotten himself? Because Pravin is in the ANC. Why do you say the ANC is corrupt? On the other hand, say no, Pravin is different. Why do you say the ANC is corrupt? On the other hand, say Cyril is different. They are the same. They are being workshopped by the same people who are entrenched in corruption. We don't seek any favor, not from any media, not from any newspaper. We are where we are today because we are self-built. These papers thought they destroyed us. We managed to rise against them. We will rise again. Without the newspapers of South Africa, they are embedded, they are in bed with corruption. Fighters, we are not scared of anything. If we have committed crime, let them report us to the police. Every time they say to you, when we speak about Pravin, when we speak about finance, when we speak about treasury and SARS, they say they've got something to hide. Let me tell you, these people, the way they hate us, if there was anything they have against us, we'll be rotting in jail by now. They've got nothing they have against us. There is a new group of WOCs, 4 people on a team, to investigate the same things I was charged about in Limpopo. Till today, they are struggling. There is nothing. That's why I speak freely, because I don't owe anyone anything. I've got nothing to hide. I've never met Guptas. Malema is corrupt. Malema likes money. Malema lives large lifestyle. I'm the only one of ANC politicians who has never met the Guptas. All of them have met the Guptas. Why the so corrupt Malema didn't meet the Guptas? Because Malema is so corrupt. Why has he never met the Guptas? Fellow fighters, Pravin is not, we're not in a fight back against Pravin. We have never been friends of Pravin. When Zuma appointed Pravin, we said to Zuma, why do you keep on appointing minorities into the Ministry of Finance? I want to deal with that aspect because I don't want to be confused with a Zuma fight back. I'm not a fight back of Zuma. I'm continuing what I've started when I was 9 years old. I'm not starting this thing now. When I was in the Youth League as a president of the Youth League, I said to Zuma, why do you appoint minorities to be ministers of finance? Do you have problems with Africans leading finance? Are you saying Africans cannot lead finance? After that, Pravin declared us enemy. We fought Pravin, we fought Trevor Manuel, we fought the 1996 class project in the ANC. To an extent that Johan Rupert said, the Youth League is like an irritating mosquito. It needs a doom. We fought against these people. We fought to a point where Johan Rupert had to speak. It's not for the first time we are fighting with these people. We said nationalization, we said land expropriation, they declared us enemies. Pravin, Trevor Manuel, Cyril Ramaphosa, all of them, they are puppets of Johan Rupert and the Oppenheimer family. When Zuma was fighting with Pravin, we said to Pravin, the enemy of our enemy is our friend. Come here, let's fight Zuma. But you must know, when we are done with Zuma, we are coming back to you. That's where we are. We've never hidden this thing. We are fighting white monopoly capital. We used to sing a song during Zuma's time, and we said to Zuma, "Suke endleleni, sokushaya ngoba umendleleni, sifuna ushaya amabhunu." Zuma stood between us and the white monopoly capital. That's why we had to get rid of Zuma, so that we can go directly to white monopoly capital. Our attack on Pravin Gordhan is an attack on white monopoly capital, because Pravin is a dog of white monopoly capital. We must hit the dog until the owner comes out. And once the owner comes out, we must deal decisively with the owner. Pravin is a cabal that belongs to the UDF and destroyed all good African comrades. He's no good, this guy. He has destroyed Peter Mokaba. He has destroyed Winnie Mandela. He has destroyed everyone else that stood for the truth against the apartheid regime. His shenanigans are not new. Now today, Pravin has gone into all state-owned companies and removed all black excellence because he hates Africans. He doesn't like Africans. Any African who speaks back to Pravin, Pravin threatens those people. He has never tried it with me, because no one will speak to me the way Pravin speaks to high executives in state-owned enterprises. Go and look at the video of yesterday's appearance here. Pravin was talking as if he's in his kitchen here. He was talking like he has got no regard for this hearing here. Why? Maybe he's got some relationship with some people, because we know that Pravin, amongst others, meets judges secretly. Guptas are nothing compared to what we are going to be subjected to now. Comrades, can you imagine if this building had some association with people who had association with Guptas? We'll be hearing stories here. But today, a commission takes place in a rotten building, in a smelling building, a building that is in relationship and in cahoots with enablers of state capture. Never listen to your enemy when it says to you, beat me here, don't beat me here. Don't beat me today, beat me tomorrow. You will be a fool. Jackson Mutembu says to us throughout Twitter, the drunkard Mutembu, I'm not sure if he did quit alcohol, but he tweets like he's still drunk. Jackson Mutembu says, why is the EFF not going to the Commission of Inquiry? Hey Mutembu, you don't control the diary of the EFF. We will go to the commission when we want to. We will decide when to go. We have nothing to hide. We want them to line up here and lie one by one. When we come in, we shall reveal all their lies. How this one lied, how this one lied, how this one lied. We're not scared. Pravin went to the commission on his own. We never said, Pravin, go to the commission on Monday. Why do they want to set an agenda for the EFF? No one will set an agenda for the EFF. Stratcom, it's alive. The apartheid Stratcom, it's alive. Every day, EFF receives all types of questions. Why? They try to silence the EFF. Let me tell you what happened with VBS. There were 4 ministers who had bonds with VBS. When the investigation started, they told those ministers to move their bonds into main accounts so that they don't mention them. They found the Communist Party having received money directly from the VBS companies. The managers of VBS went to tell Advocate Mutau that this is the receipt. We paid 3 million for the conference of the Communist Party. That Mutau advocate never wrote the Communist Party in the report of VBS. Even when he was told that amongst other people we gave money is the Communist Party. Now, fast forward, Solima Paila says, we will defend Pravin with everything. You know why? Pravin made it possible for the Communist Party not to be in the Mutaung report. All those people of the ANC who are implicated in the VBS scandals were told, remove your staff, settle your staff, because we need the EFF. But we cannot get the EFF if you are in this thing. They were given an opportunities. So we are going to ask a simple question to each and every minister. Did you have a bond with VBS or not? And answer truthfully and honestly, because we've got their names. So the VBS report is also questionable because it was manipulated to settle political scores. The institutions are being destroyed under the ANC government. We are told the reason Brian Shibambo is in the VBS report, the aim was to silence the report, the EFF. And the EFF fell into the trap by not opposing the liquidation of VBS, because we're so scared that if you oppose, they will say you are protecting your own corruption. We watched a bank of black people being closed down right in front of our eyes. Why? We were whipped into a corner so that we don't speak, and we complied. A bank which was established by Bantustan has collapsed under the so-called democratic government, which means a vendor Bantustan was better than democracy, because a vendor Bantustan had a bank for black people, owned by black people, yet a democracy can't have a bank owned by black people. Many banks got into trouble. One of them is African Bank. They were bailed out. But because this one is for vendors, vendors are so useless, they are even far, they don't care about them. Vendors are cowards, they won't fight back. The people of Limpopo are fools, as they refer to them. We disbanded their government, they didn't do anything. We can close their bank, they won't do anything. Can you imagine such nonsense being done in KZN? They will never do it. We need to protect those who do not have power to protect themselves. And we must never be whipped into a corner. We are listening to our enemies. When nonsense is raised against the EFF and its leaders, we listen to the enemy. And we begin to even question our own leaders. Enemy has got nothing good to say about the EFF. One by one. One by one. How about collapse? Do you expect them to say good things about us? They will never say good things about us. But when they say bad things, we get to be tempted to listen to them, because we expect everybody to say good about the EFF. Your enemy will never praise you. Even if you can say the color of the EFF is red, the enemy will find something to say it looks purple. Let's attack fighters. Let's occupy every street, every house, every space in society. Let us not leave the enemy to chance. When we meet the enemy, we must crush the enemy. On Facebook, on Twitter, on social media, be there, guard the revolution. When the enemy raises the ugly head, don't hit the head, cut the head. We have no time to entertain enemies of our revolution. We must protect the revolution at all costs. Why do you expect us to defend Pravin? Why in your rightful mind do you think that the opposition must sing praises for an ANC person? We are in Pravin, we are showing how corrupt the ANC is. We want to collapse the ANC. It's no secret. Was his piri? Rinyaka wisha ANC. Le Ramaphosa le munyake rinyaka muwisha. We don't want Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa uyile chelete. More than 500,000. Emma pain utlobo na mito. Also with the makhodu wena. Makhodu asatla. Criminals. Ramaphosa and Tiso Black Star like Zuma and New Age and NN7 must tell us, Ramaphosa and Tiso Black Star, how much did Ramaphosa receive for his presidential campaign towards Nazareth? And of that money, who paid the money? What were the conditions for that money? Were there meetings to ask for money? And in those meetings, can we get the minutes? Remember, Ramaphosa is a transparent man. Let the transparent man release the minutes where money was discussed to finance his campaign towards Nazareth. We know the people who have given Ramaphosa money. Many of them are disappointed with him. Mr. President, listen to me. Call a press conference. Release a list of people who gave you money. Tell us the conditions of the money donated to you for you to be a president. If it was Zuma who received money, Stratcom will be telling us all types of things. Ramaphosa receives money. They say, yeah, who doesn't receive political funding? Hey, we're not talking about political funding of political parties. Lerena's EFF, we received money, including from cigarette people. You are saying they are cigarette smugglers. We said that. From time to time we receive money. Later on we are told you got money from a dodgy character. Oh, hey, yeah. Next time we shall be careful. That's a political party funding. We are talking about individual sponsorship. There's no such a thing. I've been in the ANC. I don't know of anything called a presidential candidate establishing a trust, that trust receiving money to support your candidature. I saw finally ANC. It has got presidential candidates who need money to be president. Programo EFF, you've got a trust to raise money to be a regional chair. Fighters. They say when you raise these things, now they are attacking Ramaphosa because they've got something to hide. Busasa is the one that supported Ramaphosa. The same DA that asked Ramaphosa Their members have been in meetings in the private house of the CEO of Busasa. Before they write a letter to Ramaphosa, they must first tell us what were members of the DA, members of parliament, doing in the house of the CEO of Busasa. And Rina, who have not been to Busasa, will then ask Ramaphosa, what were you doing at the Busasa CEO's house? But by issue, usinye wankapleke ubodile. This place is rotten. So don't waste time trying to think, why is Ramaphosa rotten? Don't waste time trying to think, why is Pravin rotten? They come from a rotten tree called the ANC. Yes, they are in the same WhatsApp group with Jacob Zuma. We are not to fight back of Zuma. Dalimpov is not EFF. Dalimpov's firm is not a firm of the EFF. Who Dalimpov defends, who Dalimpov goes court with as we speak today. Dalimpov was in court with Supra's faction of the ANC. He's doing his job. We have nothing to do with those things. But we are happy when Supra takes the ANC to court. Why? He's fueling the confusion. We're happy. Even the Supra Recamo sponsor. Anyone who's going to speed up the killing of the ANC can be sponsored from the EFF. There's no problem. But we're not with Supra. We're not with Tom Moyan. We're not with the Guptas. We're doing our own thing. Whether we're rat or rat. We can shut up in one of them. We're doing our own thing here. We cannot receive next, we are here to stay. No one will destroy the EFF. We are fighting, and there are no roses in a war. There is blood in a war. We will never exchange the roses with the enemy. The enemy must be dealt with decisively. Let's not be scared. How to saying by the headline EFF, headline leadership here EFF. No, the fight is on. We are fighting. And when we are fighting Pravin, when we are fighting Cyril, they will not in exchange give us roses. Pravin, don't take chances. Once you take a decision to go after Pravin, you must be ready. If you are not ready, don't come to the EFF. We've now taken a decision to fight Pravin. And therefore, you must know Pravin is going to fight dirty. He's going to fight dirty. There will be casualties. There can even be a loss of life. If you are not ready for that, stand aside. I'm not scared. I'm ready. I'm prepared to confront them one by one. I'm not scared of them. I'm not scared of Johann Rupert. I'm not scared of Oppenheimer. I'm not scared of white people who are handling these people. All of them, I want them combined. That's why we formed the EFF, to crush white monopoly capital. White monopoly capital, by the way, owns everything. How do you go McDonald's? Ke white monopoly capital. How chela petrol mola? Ke white monopoly capital. Banabesu, don't apologize. How na morika McDonald's? We are buying from them. Oscar, I saw some fool here at Tiso Black Star. Alinkile picture are you are using you are drinking something from white monopoly capital, and that fool was, he thought he was making a point. And I was like, what else can they drink? Because the fact that there is monopoly means they own everything. And therefore we will have to use their own resources to fight them. Another fool will say they are standing on a track of white monopoly capital. They are using a microphone of white monopoly. What can you do when you are in a country owned by white monopoly capital? Now they are owning an entrance at the airport. The Oppenheimers. Fighters. If Pravin is coming here tomorrow, we are coming back. If Pravin is not here, let's go to the branches. We will give you a date. We must go to the fireplate of the Oppenheimers there at the airport. We must go and close that fireplate of the Oppenheimers at the airport. Let the battles be taken to every door of white monopoly capital and all the puppets of white monopoly capital. We are not going to be scared. Ranjeni Munsami, Tiso Blackstar journalist, once asked us to make Pravin a president when we remove Zuma. She said that. How can a journalist ask a political party to make a politician a president? She's a journalist in this building here. If she didn't represent Tiso Black Stars in asking us to make Pravin a president, why is Tiso Black Stars not taking action against her the same way they did with Muzilikazi wa Africa? When Muzilikazi wa Africa wrote stories which were not in favor of Pravin, why is Ranjeni still called a journalist? Why? Tiso Black Star is in bed with Pravin's group and Cyril's group. Let me give you a second example. When there was a story going to be written about Cyril Ramaphosa and his concubines and Nazis that he has all over who are calling him Cupcake, Tiso Black Star newspapers changed their headline Saturday before, and then they went to interview the wife of Cyril Ramaphosa in order to dilute and undermine the story about Cyril Ramaphosa involved in extramural activities. Infidelity of Cyril Ramaphosa was undermined by Tiso Black Stars, yet this country was fed for a very long time about the infidelity of Jacob Zuma. When infidelity, it is done by Cyril Ramaphosa. Tiso Black Stars, Sowetan, Sunday Times, Financial Mail, Business Day, they will write stories to undermine that truth. Let's not lie to each other. What is the difference between infidelity of Cyril and Zuma's infidelity? What is the difference between Pravin Kodani's daughter and Dudusani Zuma? What is the difference? Why are we being made to believe a lie when it's not suiting the white monopoly capital? Let's read with critical mind. The ANC must fall. The ANC even now is led by people who are corrupt to the core. Let's take our battle where it matters. There's a guy here on Twitter, Peter Bruce, who used to be an editor of Business Day. There is this old man, I always forget his name. Max Dupris. Max Dupris. There is Ferial Hafaji. There is Rajen Musami. There is another one from Cape Town called Pale Samurud. There is another one called, this one was the CEO of Gender Commission. Nomboniso Kasa and the husband. And that period force. That's a Ramaphosa Defense Force. They do everything in their power to discredit anyone who fights against Ramaphosa. They are not different. This group, you must write them down. Everywhere you see their names, attend to them decisively. You must attend to them decisively. Now, this is what they are doing. They are not different from that Pottinger who was hired as a machine for Guptas and Jacob Zuma. They are doing the same thing. You will never convince Ferial Hafaji otherwise. You will never convince Ranjane otherwise. Ferial, with all her skills as a former editor, why are you not asking Pravin if he's got an account outside South Africa? Why? Why is Pravin not asked if indeed he has asked people to deposit money into that Canada account when he was a SARS commissioner, when those people had problems with SARS? Why are those questions not being asked? Why is Pravin not being asked, how many times did you visit Canada? Pravin, do you have a sister in Canada? How many times did you visit her? Why were you visiting her? With who did you visit Canada? Pravin, when you retire, where are you going to stay? Will you still be in South Africa, or your plans is to retire to Canada? It's simple questions. Ferial never asked those questions. Instead, she attacks EFF. Why, Ferial, if there are no questions to be asked, why are you not putting them to the minister and close these things? Because the questions you asked Zuma, the questions you asked Ntata Nene, the questions you asked Malusi Gigaba are the same questions we gave to you and the public as a media. This time, we give you the questions, you don't want to use them. Why? They are against your own people. Comrades, these people are mentioning by name. You must engage with them from a civilized point of view. You must never be violent with them. Violence is for the empty heads. In the EFF, we thrive through superior logic. Some of them are women. You must be extremely gentle with them. And don't use their gender status to attack them. Engage with them from intellectual point of view. Display discipline and superior logic in engaging with them. I've got many of them on my Twitter, on my phone here. I talk to them all the time, but I disagree with them. I don't have to declare them enemies. I don't have to kill them. I want them to live long to see the success of the EFF. All we are asking from the media, be honest. From communication point of view, please only answer political questions that relate to the work we are doing, not our relatives, until Pravin has answered and until Cyril has answered. How many deals does Sir Ramaphosa Jr. have with Bosasa? How much money did Bosasa pay into Ramaphosa Jr.? How many other deals does Ramaphosa Jr. have? Ramaphosa, when you were in parliament, you said you will take your child to prison yourself when you find any corruption. Now that the corruption is not in your child's account, but it is in your name, are you going to take yourself to police station? I said to South Africa, we are willing to give Ramaphosa chance. That time is coming to an end. It looks like Ramaphosa will be subjected to the same thing Zuma was subjected to in parliament. Because there is no difference. There is absolutely no difference. Let there be a difference if Ramaphosa wants to be treated differently. Let's go, fighters. We can say many things. What matters is the ground. Let's go and work the ground. Let's go and win elections. If we fail to take South Africa, we can't fail to take Gauteng. Gauteng is the home of the EFF here. And let me tell you, when we take over Gauteng, since Ramaphosa stays here, and his children were involved in corruption, and Pravin and his children, we are going to arrest them. If the courts want to release them, they can release them because they go around priding themselves of having friends who are judges. But we are going to arrest them. And if there is a police officer in Gauteng police who doesn't want to arrest them, that police officer shall be sent to the ANC province, not EFF province. In the EFF province, we don't need police who connive with corrupt politicians. Let me tell you, all the things I said here, and all the things the Deputy President of the EFF said here, were ready to prove them. We will not say them if there was no proof. We've got men and women who have recorded these things, who are saying we are the ones who are assigned to record and send these things. Those men and women have already discharged affidavits, and we are in possession of those affidavits. And for your information, we don't have any affidavits from Tom Moyane, and we don't want it. We have no affidavit from Gupta, and we don't want it. We have affidavits from people who worked with Pravin. Some of them who traveled with him to Canada. Some of them who know that these things were supposed, monies were deposited into a Canada account. All of these people are ready, and they'll come out at the right time. Let me tell you what a fool is going to say after this. If those people knew there was a crime committed, why didn't they go to police station? Before you ask us that question, go and ask Ramaphosa that question. Or when he saw state capture under Zuma when he was a deputy president, why didn't he go to police station himself? Those people didn't go to the police station for the same reasons Ramaphosa didn't go to police station. If it's acceptable for Ramaphosa not to open a case, it is equally acceptable for those people not to open the case. There are no special rules for Ramaphosa and Pravin Gordhan and their Stratcom group and their faction. All of us must be subjected to the same rule. If there are rules for Ramaphosa and Pravin, no rule will apply on us. The They must know that. If there are no rules for all of us, then there will never rule. There will never be a rule for special people. This commission, our trust is getting tested gradually. This man who's asking Pravin Gordhan questions provided on pro bono basis assistance to Adrian Lakay. Adrian Lakay is a spokesperson of Pravin Gordhan. So pro bono fighters means a lawyer helps you for free of charge. This guy who's asking Pravin questions yesterday and today gave legal services to the spokesperson of Pravin for free. This is the same person who comes from the commission to ask leading questions. That's why even when Pravin doesn't answer questions, the bastard doesn't interrupt. The bastard doesn't tell Pravin to answer. Instead, they allow Pravin to lecture them. Because Pravin is so arrogant, he thinks he's untouchable. Even in the commission here is allowed. This matter was brought to the attention of the chairperson of the commission. The chairperson of the commission still allowed this person to continue asking Pravin leading questions. The same way the same chairperson allowed Nombembe, who was involved with companies that did wrong with the quotas, continue to be in the investigating team of this commission. None of you, no one in South Africa will tell me about this commission. No one. I fought for this commission. When Tuli was releasing the report, Zuma announced, I was on my way home. Zuma announced that he was going to interdict the release of the report. 10 o'clock in the evening, I assembled a team of lawyers. I called Tulima Donte and I said, are you going to defend? She said, I've not made up my mind. I will decide in the morning. I assembled a team of lawyers. We didn't sleep the whole night. 6 o'clock in the morning, we're driving to Pretoria to file an affidavit applying to join in defense of Tuli's report that Tuli must release her report. Defended that report. Eventually that report was released. This commission was established based on that report, which I personally did not sleep and want to defend it in court. I won't be told by fools here. I won't be told by people who are enjoying their sleep when I was fighting the whole night to defend this report so that this commission can take place. Single-handedly. And then today they want to tell us, no, they don't want the commission. After spending sleepless nights to establish this commission. I'm not going to listen to nonsense. No, it's an absolute rubbish which I'm not prepared to take. I'm not prepared to take that one. When we fought for this commission, when we went to defend it in court, we had a particular image of what this commission will look like. Not this Mickey Mouse we're seeing now. Not this. A commission that takes place in an expensive building. When the judges always in their judgment say, hey, you're wasting state money, you're wasting state resources, why didn't the commission, particularly the chairperson, encourage them to go and look for a government hall and have this commission taking place in a government hall? Partition that hall in such a way that it will look like this building if they are about fancy things. Why? Why is Zondo and the whole commission not saving us money if they care about us? I've never imagined the commission in a luxurious building. I fought for this commission. I've never imagined it costing taxpayers money, millions of rands. imagined that. This is not what I've imagined. How much are you paying in this rotten building owned by rotten individuals? How much of that money could have saved black life by building proper toilets for students in the Eastern Cape? How much money are you spending here? Judges should be about justice. Even when they are not in court, their life should be about justice. How does Judge Zondo sleep at night, knowing that he's presiding over a commission that is stealing money of the poor? There is a hall there in Randburg called Walter Sisulu. That's where we UNISA students write exams. There is another hall here at the legislature, the City Hall. I'm not talking about Uncle Tom's Hall in Soweto. Maybe they are scared of townships. I'm saying in the same suburbs, you can still find government halls. Surely there are so many churches which will be willing to offer their churches for free so that we can unearth the truth. What is justice about the millions who are spending on buildings that have got relationships with Pravin? It's not a capture when it's done by Zuma only. It's not a capture when it's done by Zuma only. It remains a capture even when it's done by others. All I'm asking, let there be one law for all of us. Even for Zuma himself. I want Zuma to stay at home or when he's in prison to look at us and say it was never personal. They were right. Why? He will see us doing it to others as well, including doing it to ourselves where we are wrong. It's never personal. It's justice. We stand for justice. Not reconciliation. Justice. We want justice. Fellow fighters, let's go and do the work of the Lord Jesus Christ, because he has arrived here in Joburg and Tshwane. Let's go and service our people. Let's be to the service of the poor of the poorest. Where we see injustice, let's confront it. Let us conduct a disciplined struggle. Let us conduct a dignified struggle. Let everyone else who see us from a distance salute us because of how we conduct ourselves. We need high discipline. We need high morale. We need hard-working fighters. We are now on door-to-door. We are busy now with consultation for manifesto purposes. When we are done, early January, we are going to launch our manifesto. Remain focused. Don't be demoralized by agent provocateurs. They are going to say many things. All we know is that 7 cardinal pillars remain non-negotiable. You must turn against your leaders when they negotiate 7 cardinal pillars. When they say your leaders have done wrong, you must ask the question, did they break non-negotiable 7 cardinal pillars? If the answer is no, we are marching forward. We are not looking back. We joined the EFF because of non-negotiable 7 cardinal pillars. We did not join for Julius. We didn't join because Julius wears a Louis Vuitton belt or he doesn't wear a belt. That was never in our head when we were joining EFF. What was in our head is 7 non-negotiable cardinal pillars. Number 1, expropriation of land without compensation. The land is coming. But it will never happen. These people will collapse the country. They have joined now. Free education. Corruption matter all the time. So let's stick to 7 non-negotiable cardinal pillars. But the party dia formiwa, the waiter, sky chia ke madi ngwanam. Otlor duma lo kontlego. Ask those who left the EFF. When they look at it, they are always sending an email. Can I come back? No, we're doing better without you. We don't miss you. We've got the founding manifesto of the EFF. That is the Bible of the EFF. We live by that. Everything else is by the way. Whether today we vote DA or we vote ANC, by the way, ritabana pin. Again, Riasowetu. How more rich M1 or more rich N1? Okay. Arzame M1 yawe. Arfita gra tibileria jiga ra N1. Mara tripia ya Soweto asi change ria Soweto. That's why we're going. Fellow fighters, revolution will make you kiss frogs on your way to victory. Tamara kisana aldi wawa. Jerry women lo mi ajo na ile ya ekosile. Lo suna refit. As long as rega fitla, hai. Retso utata. Agete rwana ni yalo, represile makwa ka moro wa retsuwa. Kora udi lemel la ka mola parliament ndiro ruwa. Oro tsoma lo jijon. Redifile power di bolela so. Retso utata. Mara pambilo na riaya asichiki wa going forward. Manda auwa mwisho wa mtikata marukwana auwa mwisho wa mtona mwimena auwa mwisho wa ANC auwa mwisho wa Sir Ramaphosa down with ANC, down with ANC, down with DA, down. Forward to victory 2019, forward to victory 2019, forward. Hauno makubi siaya makubi Tubona Esishaya Esibopa Noma Besetubona Esishaya Esibopa Kubi Tawarumo, Asicha. Where were you when I'm good? Where were you when I'm sick? So fast, Kichi, Eboye, so fast, Kichi, Etati, Kichima. One day, Lavan, Ibakit. One day, Lavan, Ibakit. Siltatile, he like it. Siltatile, Ilagit, Kichi, Kichima, Kichi, Kichima, Sibram Konto Alliance, shoot to kill, Kilawa, shoot to kill, Yamasa, kiss the poor, the farmer, kiss the poor, the farmer, brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa, Beijing,